It's been something that I've always done, I guess. I remember finishing my A-levels and going straight out to Peak District to go climbing for 3 days, and it's always been the first thing I would choose to do given a choice since then, really. I used to go climbing, but I was always busy doing something else at the same time. So looking back, like when I went to university, I did go climbing a lot, but I've always been busy doing other things, I guess. I did a science degree at university, did a zoology degree. It was really interesting, but I knew I didn't want to be a scientist when I finished that. So I worked in outdoor shops part-time and tried to start clothing labels and things like that. I've chosen jobs which have been really, really interesting, taken me to different places, and some of them I've been able to go climbing while I've been doing those jobs, and other jobs, the climbing, like moving to Holland, climbing clearly took a back seat in that decision. So I moved back to the UK because basically the opportunity at Mountain Equipment arose as a senior designer, I think at the time, and it seemed like a really obvious thing to do. I'd spent quite a few years working for other major sportswear brands and being super interested in climbing, and moving back to Mountain Equipment, it just seemed like two themes coming together so that I could talk about climbing at work. That was the main draw. I deliberately chose the job I was moving back for was really, really interesting, but it was also wanting to live somewhere I could get to rocks quite easily. There were a couple of other options that were all further away from rocks. I can quite easily go climbing for 2 hours on a weekday morning for work, or on a weekend. My preferred thing to do is I like to go out climbing, get to Crag at 7, climb till 10 o'clock say, and then you can get home for a busy day at home with the family and still have gone climbing. I think if I was driven to do lots of expeditions, I think it would be a lot harder for me to fit that in with my life. I think without that drive to want it to work, of course there's nothing for it to work. My wife has a passion for sport and really understands my desire to go climbing. My children are little angels. It all fits together really well at the moment. I'm very happy to look at me bouldering in the Peak District and think this is what I do.